in my ass.
I just banged your wife?
Name of this garbage show again that I'm on.
Total Nonstop Impact.
My name's John, capital letter E, period, Bravo, and you're listening to the Total Nonstop Impact Podcast.
This is the jaw-jacking Tuesday Night Impact, and his mother called him son because he shines like one. Mocha Skin Manimal, Rohit Raju, and you are watching Total Nonstop Impact.
This is Taya La Güera Loca, and you are listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, and you're listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
We are the Rascals, and you are listening to Total
Nonstop
Impact Podcast, baby.
Woo! And what you're really listening to is Total Nonstop Impact. Don't you dare miss a lesson. Oh, yeah.
What's up, Impact Wrestling? Let's make some noise!
Sitting here, you guys got a 15-minute intro of putting yourselves over while I'm sitting here and watching J-Bone and Kalon and you're 50. I never saw a 15-minute intro of three guys putting themselves over.
This is the good stuff.
Welcome back, everybody, to Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact Past Future right here on the TNI Network. This is impromptu. It's breaking news. We're on it at 12 midnight Central Time. Holy shit. And the reason being some major shit just happened in the world of professional wrestling. I was out. My phone started blowing up. These guys started blowing up my phone. Everybody in the world I know who watches professional wrestling started blowing up my phone. What in the world is happening? We just got word, gentlemen. Don Callis appeared on AEW Dynamite, which J-Bone reviewed on Smash the Podcast. Don Callis appeared on AEW Dynamite, apparently helped Kenny Omega win the AEW title from Jon Moxley, and then ran out of the arena, but let a backstage reporter know you're going to get answers this Tuesday night on Impact Wrestling on Access TV. Take it from here. What the fuck did I just witness? Bill, tell me. Actually, no, J-Bo, you were in the thick of it. You were in the field. Tell me what the hell's going on here.
Tony Schiavone had the best reaction out of all the commentators.
What'd he say?
Don Callis and Kenny are running for their lives. Like, what did JR call them? Like they're running like scalded dogs. They're running for the limo. They're trying to get out of town. They ran past Tony Khan. Tony Khan's like, what the fuck? They're running for the car, and Alex stops him at the car, and he's like, what's going on? Talk to me. And Callis goes, we'll tell you next Tuesday. And right, Oreo? And Alex is like, Tuesday, but Dynamite's on Wednesday. He goes, I'll tell you next Tuesday on Impact Wrestling on Access TV.
Crazy.
Me and Kenny will tell you the whole thing. I know. Oreo is so excited.
It's mind blowing that this like I don't think anybody saw this coming. This is nuts because people talk crossover all the time. I mean, a dream would have been, Bill, back in the day at the peak would have been, the NWO invading Raw, one of those things, right? We always fantasy book Austin Goldberg, DX showing up, DX actually getting to come in on Nitro, things like that. Were fantasy booked by all of us back then, but for this to actually be happening, where out of the three TV companies right now, the three big ones in the world, the AEW champion is going to show up on Impact Wrestling, and Impact Wrestling got so much traffic today that it crashed the website, it crashed Access's website, and apparently it's trending on a day trending top 5 on a day that they weren't even on TV. What the hell's happening? Tell me about it, Bill.
This is a huge day. It really is. This is Something, as you said, totally unexpected. Well, obviously, Don has made an appearance there before. Not a shock with that. We know the relationship with Kenny Omega. He's like an uncle to him, very tight. So not a shock there either. But to get the rub that he gave Impact tonight, the golden booker, the golden announcer, just the golden Don of professional wrestling.
Golden Don.
Don Callis, you can do whatever you want in Impact Wrestling. You can be an announcer. You can be a manager. You can do whatever you want. You can take my seat in the front row. You can do anything because you are the man, Don Callis.
It's one of those things that when Don and Scott came to Impact, that we always we knew there was going to be bridges built by these guys, right? There was always something said that. Oh, and funny because everybody assumed right away New Japan. Oh, it's going to be the New Japan bridge. They're going to fix New Japan. Well, they did that, right, Jay? They got Chris Bay going to New Japan in 2 weeks, or next week, I should say. But
and we know the relationship with the Good Brothers are going to head over there eventually.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's the plan. They're doing the podcast with Rocky Romero from New Japan, so it's like, it's those little ties are being built right now. Yeah,
it's crazy because you don't. This is the one nobody expected. Honestly, I mean, Bill, we talked about this a lot. It's like, okay, New Japan thing, Bay's going, TJP's kind of half representing. Cool. That's stage one. We're like, that's great. That's a good first step. Nobody saw this coming, even though Callis did appear, right, Jay? Didn't he appear on AEW? I don't watch AEW. I'm very open about this. I don't watch AEW, so I don't know what's going on there. But Callis did appear a couple weeks ago for a pay-per-view commentary, right?
It was when Omega and Adam Page were in the finals to find out the number one contender for the AEW championship, who was going to face Jon Moxley. And then we assumed it was going to be like the next pay-per-view. And all of a sudden they made this thing, this whole, it's going to be in 2 weeks. 2 weeks? What the hell?
Yeah.
So they made this a big event. They had a big battle royal. They had some cool. Oh, and Sting showed up.
Yeah. So that's one thing. It's a little interesting. You think they kind of should have saved the Sting thing then for another week if this is what's happening? Because I mean, you get a lot, right? You get a lot that's going on. A lot of people are talking about it. But man, this kind of overshadows Sting a little bit. And I love Sting, don't get me wrong. But holy shit.
No, I the bigger the better. I don't care.
I think they did want to space it out. I had mentioned during the Smash review, where you can get even more insight after this, that when I was down south for one of their live shows a couple weeks ago, the heavy rumors were Sting was making an appearance on that episode. Okay. Because Tony Khan was really pumping it up. Then at the end, it became Pac at the end.
Gotcha.
But many people think it was Sting, but they just couldn't seal the deal for whatever reason by then. So I think they did want to space it out. But now it was just like, just go for broke in this episode. So it seems like that's what they did.
Well, the thing is, you got to keep in mind too, right? December is a funny month for wrestling because half of the month is usually a wash. It's the holiday month, right? It's Christmas week and New Year's week. Usually you don't want to waste. You really don't want to waste much on those weeks because they're low rated, low viewed. They're usually, viewed in, at a later time. So you don't want to bang too much. You really have 2 weeks in December to just front load everything. This is week one. Next week's the other one. So that's it. You really just have these 2 weeks to really pack everything in because after next week, as we all know, wrestling perpetually. After next week, it turns into best of shows, and you just start to wind down. You kind of just wind the year off. So you have to front load this stuff in December. So it's something to really, really keep in mind that you're gonna get there's gonna be some shit going on next week, man. Tuesday and Wednesday, I assume. So crazy shit. I was getting texts, and I didn't believe it. I thought everybody's like, I think like I had one buddy reach out. He goes, "Oh, so Kenny Omega on Impact." I'm like, okay, whatever. And I was at my band studio actually today. I was at the studio. I was like, what's going on here? And then Mark texted me, Uncle Mark, friend of the show, texted me. I'm like, what are you talking about? Everybody else. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? What am I missing here? So crazy shit, man.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. I mean, I pose to you guys. I'm going to Jay first. Jay, you're the resident AEW guy. But we all know this. Impact is taped. Everything's in the can already. We're good to go for the remainder of the year. So obviously this is post-tape stuff, or this is going to be fresh content. Now it's not going to be at Skyway unless they're going. I mean, they could very well fly to Skyway and tape this, right, Bill? But like, what do you do? There's an episode that's going to air on Tuesday. Where do you fit this in? We got to run in. We got to run in, boys. We got to run in. Hold on.
Is it Sting?
Well, it could be Sting, but I'm going to play it. Hold on. I got to play this.
Kaylon and
your buddy Kyle.
He's here. Oh, shit. Look who's here. From the palatial estate on Strong Island. He's here. Late night.
These are the hard streets of Long Island, Trent. Don't call it the palatial estate.
Are you not in the palatial estate today? Not today?
I'm.
You're cutting out, Kyle. We're listening. That's how I know he's not in the palatial estate. He's got the lousy internet connection today. You're still muted, Kyle. There he is. All right, go ahead.
I have to come in here and just let it be known, many a time throughout the TNI show, I've attacked J-Bone. I've said I'll never watch A&W Root Beer. I said I won't support AEW. I said J-Bone can't talk about AEW on our show.
Right.
But, now you would think that I would stick to my guns, but I'm a pancake. I just flip-flop. I'm a total hypocrite. I'm all on board for AEW. In fact, I think everybody should be watching Dynamite on Wednesday nights now that Impact is on board. However, it's important to note, if the relationship does go sour, I'm flip-flopping right over again. That it's fuck AEW.
So they screw us in any way.
J-Bone's got the green light to talk about them on the TNI show now because of this.
Jay, he let you go. He let you off the hook here, Jay.
Well, the great Don Callis, because of that. But we have to, let it be known, I am a hypocrite. At least I'm honest.
You're honest, yeah. Well, it's first time for everything, Kyle. That's okay. Let's listen. We're big Sting marks, you and I. He also showed up tonight. We at least give a little mention of that too.
I didn't want to like anything else besides what I saw with Don Callis and the start of a relationship there. But man, they got Sting, Trent, and they got our old boys LAX, Ortiz and Santana. I mean, maybe we give him a chance. Maybe we give him a chance, Trent.
Here's my thing now.
Anything that's not WWE, right?
It's true. Listen, but here's my thing, J-Bone. Is it possible that the former Impact Wrestling World Champion Sting can now make there's a bridge to come back home for a few maybe the proverbial cup of coffee and say hello from the Impact Zone one more time?
I think anything is possible.
We found that out.
And if you don't believe me, just go look at here's one example. Go look at Jordan Grace's timeline. She put a fantasy thread up of who she wants from Impact to face from AEW. And it's all out there. It's wild. It's crazy.
Let's get those in the comments going. What are the dream matches you would like to see if there is something in the works?
I think it's I mean, it could be as big as anything. It could be as big as a WrestleMania card, for crying out loud. I don't know what we're getting. Okay. We could get a one-off from this said person and this said person. That might all we get, but the door is open. That's the news here. The door is open. And the possibilities are there.
The door's not open, Jay. The door has been kicked down. Don Callis did highway robbery on the company. He's stealing that belt to bring it back to Impact on Tuesday. That's what I'm talking about.
He helped Kenny Omega win the championship, took off past their boss, Tony Khan. Tony Khan's whipping off his headset like, what the fuck? They're running for the hills. They're getting in there, and Don Callis is like, "We'll tell you next Tuesday."
Some real scumbag shit. I respect.
Oh
that.
yeah,
I respect that.
Yeah,
take it.
It's so big that Tony Schiavone just made brand new merch with his quote from the Runaway while they were running away to the limo.
Wait, he just made today, like right now. The show just went off the air like 2 hours ago.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
what did he do?
Legit just made the go to gotgimmicks.com. It's whatever Tony's web podcast site, whatever.
Okay.
And it's the quote is bullshit. That's it. Just bullshit.
Jesus, man. I am this is bananas. I don't know what the hell is gonna happen, but like you said, possibilities are endless, match possibilities are endless, appearances are endless. But the first one, I want to hear everybody's prediction. What's the first appearance gonna be, right? What do you do at the beginning? Like where do they tape this? Remember, Impact's in the can, they're not gonna be again, they could just show up at Skyway, but it's gonna be obviously interjected into the show. But where do they do it? How do they do it? Where are they? What's a good way to do it? Bill, you've been quiet for a minute. Let's go to Bill.
It could be obviously they could do it up north. They could do it up in Canada. There's
do it in Canada.
plenty of studios up there. Both of them are going up there. That's where they both live. So that's definitely an option. It wouldn't shock me though if they did go to Skyway. It wouldn't shock me.
It wouldn't shock me
if
either.
they're squeezing it in there. Go to the set, and who knows? Maybe a couple other people show up there as well. Maybe all of a sudden you see some flights booked in the morning for some Impact talent to head into Nashville. So we'll see.
We don't know what's going to happen on Tuesday. Anything can happen on Tuesday.
Anything can happen.
Dude, it is absolutely must-watch television right now. Like Tuesday night is because we don't know. We have no idea what they can do, and that's what makes it fun. This is where wrestling is the most fun, when you don't have a dirt sheet telling you everything that's going to happen. This is why dirt sheets, the spoilers suck.
I don't know. This legit was live, came out of nowhere.
Wow.
No, there was no SRS. Oh, by the way, no, fuck that guy. Nobody had nothing.
This is the kind of shit where I want to tell a dirt sheet. This is why. Look how much fun everybody's having tonight. It's fucking 1 o'clock, 1:30 on the East Coast, and there's people awake doing podcasts about this. There's a reason. It's fun. It makes this shit fun again. We're so goddamn exposed in this business. We know everything. It took away from it. And you don't know shit once in a while. It could be a blast. Let us have fun with it again. And this is the fun we want to have with it. Let's enjoy it. And this is it. It's proving to be a blast. So good. I'm glad everybody's enjoying this, man. This is a good time.
Yeah, this is fun. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some skeptical fans, and the skeptical ones are going to be the ones that they're basically just the opposite of Trent. They watch AEW and they've abandoned the company up north, and they haven't watched Impact in probably a decade. You know, there's plenty of those fans out there, and they're like, well, I don't know, should I watch Impact? And we're telling anybody tuning into this, trying to get the news update on what is going on with this. We're telling you, just watch, because there is something special brewing here. We don't know how big it's going to get, but there is something absolutely special brewing here. Trust me.
Would you guys like to see, and not just you guys, also the people in the comments, would you like to see a show, like a war show, Impact versus AEW? You want to see them jump back and forth on each other's shows? What do you want from this?
Yeah,
and I
I'd like
just
to
seen
know.
in the comments, somebody made a good point in the comments. Don't know who it was. Daniels and Kazarian, them stepping into an Impact Wrestling ring one more time. People want that. The fans want that. The diehard fans want that.
Yeah, they should bad influence for one night.
One more time, bad influence.
Yeah, they can still go, because Kazarian just had a match tonight against Chris Jericho.
Trent's been straight edge his whole life, and even he would drink an Appletini to that, I think.
I might have to.
You might have to.
This shit's nuts, man. I really never saw this coming, and that's again, possibilities. Everybody in the chat here tonight is blasting off dream matches. I've seen like 28 of them already in the chat. It just shows you there's a lot of possibilities that can happen. Like, we might be getting ahead of ourselves. It's gonna be a one and done. We don't know. You know, all speculation. We don't know, but let's enjoy the ride. I got a feeling you definitely will see it run through the course of the year. They could put stuff in the can. You know, you do have, even though those later weeks of December are quiet weeks for wrestling, you do have stuff that you still have to air. So this could make those important shows if you put shit in the can.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Should be fun.
I hope that Tony Khan isn't purchasing Impact Wrestling because I hear that guy's got a lot of money.
He's got a ton of money.
He's got a lot of money.
Here's my question to everybody now. What does Vince McMahon do to counter program this next week? I'm asking this completely honestly.
And another point, a lot of the Impact fans were bummed out today because the news came out that 2/3 of the Rascals have signed with NXT. I mean, here on this show, we were all very happy for them. I mean, we're not those kind of fans. We don't get mad at wrestlers for moving on. It's a business. But I feel like now with this news, nobody's upset about the Rascals anymore. Nobody cares. Everybody's happy now. The Impact fans are very happy.
There's really no anger about it.
And if you're not, let us know in the comments.
And by the way, guys, people were asking, we're going to keep them in the intro because number one, they were nice enough to do that. Number two, we love them, and they'll stay there for a while until we get some new ones. Okay, so the Rascals are going to stay in there for a bit because I love them. They're nice guys.
They didn't leave on tumultuous terms or anything.
And because we're too lazy to edit it, let's be honest.
Let's rephrase that. Kyle is too lazy. To
Kyle's
edit.
too
That's
lazy
his
to
department.
Oh, I forgot it was even my department.
That is your department. Let's not mince words here. That's your department.
Well, that's how you know how big this Don Callis news is. I haven't popped up on the show in God knows how long.
Ages.
Brings KL back. That's how big this news is.
If it can bring KL from underneath that rock he lives in, that slum alley that he lives in, for him to come out looking pretty decent. He looks okay today.
Clean it up.
Not bad, Kyle. Not bad. Very nice. All right, cool.
I thought Johnny Bravo could bring you out.
Yeah, Bravo couldn't bring you out even.
Fuck Bravo. Fuck Bravo. And he's alive. I thought he was dead.
The accusations were mainly you who did it. That's what they thought. It was you who set him up. Nobody ever expected Larry D to be the one. They thought it was you.
Yeah, I gotta say, because I wasn't on the show to talk about it, I did not expect Larry D to be the guy to come out of that. That was the least of my expectations.
Nobody saw that coming either.
No.
It's all the ring rust, man.
Just like your divorce, Trent. Never seen it coming. Seen it coming.
It's been the divorce jokes, Kyle, have been out of control. They've been wild.
I thought it would get stale or phase out.
No. They keep finding new ways to hit me with it. It's like a boxer on his last legs. They just keep coming just every day. And the last night's show, for anybody who missed last night's review of Impact on Access TV, probably one of the most fun episodes we've done this year. It was total blast. I was obliterated last night by Ingrid Eidsley, who's the Impact floor manager.
Nothing surprising. Nothing new. That's
destroyed me.
It was a new level. She took him to the woodshed.
We have started the machine gun segment of the night, Kyle, and we do the machine gun soundbite, and Ingrid got the machine gun of the night last night. So
Trent, we might have to put up a quick cut on Twitter redirecting you just so people can see that clip alone, redirecting into the full show. Might have to do that.
There's more than one clip. There's probably about 5 of them.
Oh, there's a montage. Okay.
But let me go back. Let me go back to this though. What does NXT do next week? Do they really throw a shit? No, are they live every week? Or are NXT taped? That I don't know.
That's live.
Is it live?
I think it's live.
I have no idea. It is live.
I think so.
Do they throw everything they got at that show next week? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll do what they always do, Trey. They'll take Undertaker out of retirement or something. Look at Stone Cold. Look at Stone Cold to come out of retirement. They'll dig into 1998.
I feel like they're gonna do something, man. I think they're gonna really throw some heat next week because they got Tuesday. You got all the AEW fans shifting over to Access to watch this. Wednesday, you got Impact fans who are they might even tease it where it's like we're gonna continue this tomorrow on Dynamite. Bill. So they might say come watch Dynamite. There's more to the story.
Yeah, because obviously that will be live next week, so they could obviously use anybody from the roster and
anybody.
Reason.
So you got a lot of possibility to really fuck with each other to next week.
Oh yeah. I was seeing across wrestling Twitter theater, that's what I call it. I saw a lot of the wrestling fans, the WWE fans, those ones, they were saying that, we already got Sting. Sting is old, blah, blah, blah. But I think it's a little more special this time because it's Sting back on TNT. It's not the WWE Sting. It's the TNT Sting, And Trent, I know you were not big on AEW, but that's got to bring you back to WCW because that's your heart, Trent. I know you. Turner Wrestling is your heart, Trent.
Turner Wrestling. I'm a big fan, a big Ted Turner fan. I was it is my heart. I do love WCW.
TNA was your teens, but your childhood, Trent, was all Nitro. Let's be honest.
No doubt about it. No doubt. TNA was more in my 20s, but that was what I really grew up.
I forgot you were old as shit.
I'm old as shit.
Sorry.
39. Okay. I'm not as old as J-Bone. That's all that matters, man. I'm not as old as J-Bone.
You'll still outlive me, Trent. You'll still outlive me.
I hope so.
Speaking of Sting, Trent.
Yes.
I know earlier we talked about on the show last night. Kurt Angle had put out that main event Mafia tweet out of seemingly thin air.
Exactly.
Now Sting of the main event Mafia. Now he's not in a suit. He's in the crow makeup, the classic WCW Sting. But Kurt Angle, main event Mafia. Now with the relationship, do we get main event Mafia going between brands?
I think that's a reach. I don't think they're digging back to main event
Mafia. It's a reach, but it's one of those things where it's like there's more of a bridge now than there was yesterday. Let's put it that way. Right?
Or maybe Kurt got the inside knowledge from the Stinger.
He could have.
And this is to get Vince to up the price.
He could have.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we confirmed that Kurt was negotiating to appear at Slammiversary, right? He was all set to come in, and then something last minute didn't work out. So it is possible.
I didn't hear that. You guys heard that?
That was confirmed by Kurt, I think, right, Billy? Then Kurt put that out that he was all set to go.
I'm not sure if it was actually confirmed by Kurt. A lot of people put it out there, and I think he may have responded to it. But I'm not 100% sure. I did not see it myself.
I must have missed that one on Wrestling Twitter Theater. I must have missed
that
one.
It was a theater.
No, it's absolutely interesting, though. Kurt doing that. I mean, who's next, right? I mean, Steiner's already in the Impact mix. He shows up. Nash is a free agent. And remember, there were 2 main event Mafias, too. So there was 2 incarnations of this at one point. So you might get a little mix and match. You never know.
I don't know. That's like a bunch of grandpas getting back together.
That's a stretch and a half. I'm not even going to put. I'm not even going to put that
2020,
over.
Trent. Almost 2021.
It is, man.
But, I mean, Sting made the big buzz tonight. So,
well, that's the thing. I think that's what it shows you. You just said you're right. You were joking, but Vince, if he wants to compete, he's going to throw Stone Cold on freaking NXT.
He's done it before. I'm saying he's done shit like that where if he's been threatened like this. I mean, Jay, you review all the shows. He's throwing firepower at these shows to be like, all right, well, fuck, I gotta throw dig them up.
Damn it. Literally, dig them up. We're gonna have a hologram of Andre the Giant wrestling.
I'm telling you, man.
I've been saying that
during wrestling, hologram mania. That could totally happen.
I've been saying that over the last year while doing AEW reviews. Just talking about so. This happens, what is Trips going to bring in? What is Vinny Mac going to do?
Right.
They could blow the doors off and be like, all right, we're going to bring in
DX is back.
Oh yeah, it'll be some nostalgia thing, or they'll bring in Roman Reigns or something.
Taker retires.
Whatever. For the 10th time.
We talked about that for 6 months.
We're gonna have old school Raw tonight. We've never done that before.
So it's gonna be Sting versus question mark. It's. Whatever Vince McMahon decides to bring in.
Well, confirm one thing here. Isn't Sting technically Sting's retired, isn't he? I mean, he had the injury from Rollins. He's done, right? That was a pretty bad back injury or whatever it was.
I don't know, Trent. He's already got the AEW logo on a T-shirt. I don't know. They got some plans
he just signed a multi-year deal.
Wait, he did? Like a multi-year deal?
Sting just signed a multi-year deal. He's got a whole new line of merch up on AEWshop.com.
Are you kidding?
Something is, and that's one thing that Basil and I were talking about. It's like, okay, I'm excited about this, but I mean, the possibilities are endless, but you got to be careful with what you pick for Sting. You can't be stupid about this. You can't just throw anybody at, you can't take. I don't want to see Lance Archer versus Sting. I love Lance Archer and I trust Lance Archer, but that's not what I want to see in 2020, 2021. You got to pick the big shit. You got to be like, okay, we're thinking, okay, I think a gimme is going to be like Jericho versus Sting, stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, you're gonna see something. You're gonna definitely see something. I just don't want to see Sting risking health for this either. You know, I mean, like you don't need to be doing that. He's 62 at this point.
A lot of people are clamoring for him to do something with this Darby Allin guy that I know nothing about because I don't watch AEW. I do now.
That was the last face-off in the ring.
That was the longest and last face-off, and people have always compared Darby to Sting. Jay, didn't you say on Smash's podcast that Darby sits up in the rafters just like Sting? Haven't I heard you say that before?
Yeah, actually, he
so
does.
It's very similar. Very similar.
Well, bleachers, rafters,
whatever
but
it is, whatever the fuck it is.
He sleeps. He sits in the cheap seats.
But let's go back to
the
it.
euchre seats.
What do you guys think is going to happen on Tuesday? What would you like to see happen on Tuesday? What's Kenny Omega doing in Impact Wrestling? What the fuck?
See, here's my thing. Let me start with this. I don't want him to go after Rich Swann right away. That's my only beef because Rich has like 4 programs brewing already. So it's like I don't want to keep him come in and it's like, well, I'm challenging your champion, and it turns into that. We don't need that. There's got to be more to this, you know. Now, my prediction. This is a fucking stretch and a half, but we've been seeing the Eric Young thing going on, and he's talking about us, and we're here to do something. You don't know why we're here. The world belongs to us. These are all Canadians. Joe Doring is a Canadian. Kenny Omega's a Canadian. Don Callis. He keeps saying we're here to take over and disrupt this place. And we for weeks we're trying to figure out what in the hell he's talking about.
You know, Trent, we thought the Team Canada thing fizzled out after Mike Elgin departed from the company there, but
shit, man,
this might be it. Team Canada might be coming back after that point, since you made it all about Canada. But I think it's more likely if Kenny Omega shows up to Impact, Eric Young is going to get mad that someone's in his house and drop him on his head with a file driver. That seems more likely to me. And then Eric Young takes the AEW World title and keeps it. He keeps it.
I don't know about that.
That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
The visual of it will be interesting, but my prediction, there's something to do with that tie-in. I'm going with that tie-in because Eric's been hinting. What is it? A month, Bill, for this already?
Yeah, so before Bound for Glory, those early trailers.
The early trailers. Now here's the tie-in we just figured out. Right, the early trailers for Bound for Glory was Eric Young talking to himself, Fight Club style. He goes, "The world belongs to us. You know, you don't know why. You don't know what we're doing here." And then last night's Impact, Eric repeated the lines from that trailer, from the Bound for Glory trailer. And I was like, holy shit, that's what he said in the trailer.
Yeah.
Since then, we've had Joe Doring has shown up as Eric's muscle. They've been running roughshod over everybody. Last night's promo was fire as hell, where he really just reiterated the threat. So taking all that into consideration, and this whole time, it's like, can this lead to something to explain Eric Young's actions? Because it came out of nowhere. Eric's whole deal came out of nowhere. So is it all tied in? So Bill, take it from there and then go to Jay.
Well, I think you have a good idea here that Eric Young, the Us storyline, possibly someone with Team Canada, but as I know, I think Sting put out in the chat that Doring actually is not Canadian.
Okay. He's not Canadian, but he trained in Canada. He's from Chicago.
Yes. So he's a technicality.
He's I think he still lives there too. I don't know if he's, but he trained in Canada.
I think an exception could be made for him because it probably wouldn't be a Team Canada per se.
It doesn't have to be a Canadian thing. It's more just he's with these guys. Is all it is.
And he actually,
I said Team Canada joking. That wasn't where Trent was going with it.
He actually came up. He came up into business with guys like Bobby Roode. So there's
he's part of that whole clique. Yep, yeah. He's part of that whole BCW crew that trained with D'Amore and all those guys. Right there, you go, Bobby Roode.
Oh,
let's get that. Leo, since people are coming back everywhere, can we just get him back already and just do something with him? It'd be nice to get Bobby back in this whole mix. But anyway, go ahead, Bill.
Someday.
Well, I think even another possibility is old J-Bone over there. If you look at his Omega shirt, because we're both Omega in tonight, he's got the Bullet Club.
Oh, jeez.
New Japan. You got the Good Brothers. Can we be just too sweet and left and right in Impact Wrestling?
See, you got those guys there. I don't know, man. There's a lot of fucking shit happening.
Scratching your head and throwing shit at the wall at this point, but that's the point. That's what we're supposed to do as wrestling fans.
I like it. I like seeing that. I like seeing the I mean, Impact Twitter also tonight. Let's hats off to Garrett for the Impact Twitter tonight. He was on fucking fire the second this happened. You know, he's tweeting Wednesdays are the new Tuesdays or some shit.
And they were going back and forth. Like the TNT account was going back and forth with them. So that's.
And I'm seeing a lot of tweets from people saying, how can I watch Impact Wrestling? So how can I hate on that? That's a good thing. We need that. More eyes on Impact.
Let me add some. Can somebody in the chat? Can somebody in the chat do me a favor? I don't know if you'd know what it was previously, but I wonder what Impact's Twitter increase was today. Follower count.
Somebody
Good
knows
call.
it.
I'll tell you this because I know what I saw. Now I can't say for the ratings on Access TV, but for Twitch, which we do a co-stream every week. So watch with Impact or watch with us. But last week, I believe their high was about 3,500. Like 3.5, 3.4 thousand on Twitch.
It's usually what that is at a time.
Yeah. So it was roughly the same the last 2 weeks. Let's see what it is this Tuesday. I have a feeling it's going to be higher.
You know, the thing is they push access more. You know, obviously the access is the one
push access more. There's going to be a lot of questions. So everybody here, especially our Impact faithful, the TNI crew, the squad, if you see people on Twitter and all not knowing where to find it, Impact Wrestling, how do I watch it? I don't have Access TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know what to tell them. Anyone can watch Impact.
Be a good brother.
Be a good brother.
Be a good brother.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, definitely guide some of these fans because there's a lot, man. They're all walking in here and trying to figure out where to watch. I mean, they're pushing access, but if you see people like, I don't get access, tell them the Twitch account, man. Tell them, hey, just give them a good old.
Oh, howdy ho, brother.
And tell them we can watch it on Twitch. But that, dude, it's going to be very interesting. If it's done right, this could be a very nicely built out thing to lead into 21. You could take this to the new year. You know, you could absolutely take it into the new year. And my hat's off to everybody involved here because it's pandemic time. Business is all down. You know, you can't get the full mileage out of wrestling that you would love to. Everybody's making chicken salad out of chicken shit with the pandemic year. They've all done amazing things. And this is another one of those things. It's like, hey, how do we really keep the fucking fire going into 21? This is how you do it.
Yeah, I think we got to say that, Trent. Did this happen? Does this happen without the pandemic?
Good question. I personally don't think so.
Okay.
I think this is like your hands forced to be creative because of shit going on. You know, otherwise everybody's flying high doing their own thing. Now they're like, wait a minute, we got to think outside the box. Yeah. We got no fans in the audience. You know, we can't do regular meet and greets and shows and this and that. So it's like, how do you rattle cages? Well, you rattle cages like Kyle rattles cages on a daily basis by pissing off everybody he comes in contact with.
Since I was born.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. Right. But Kyle, it's good to have you back. I wish you were on last night's show. You would have absolutely joined in on the crucifixion of me.
See, and
last
that's
night.
why you're a sociopath, Fred, because you wish I was there to cream you. You wish for that.
I needed you to almost be a buffer. It was that bad. You know,
we were just pouring gasoline, me and J-Bo.
I mean, Mark called me at 7:00 this morning to just check if I'm still breathing. He's like, "Are you okay? Are you all right?" And I said, "I'm barely. I'm hanging on, man. I'm also sleeping. It's really early." But he's just to check in on me. It
Get the paddles. Get the paddles.
Get the paddles.
Real brutal one, huh? I gotta check this out.
Ridiculous. But Jay, you got any other thoughts you want to add on to this thing? I mean, you, like I said, you watch the show every week. You review Dynamite and Impact, so you do both. You're kind of the unique one that you cover both here because the three of us don't. So I want to know what your opinion is based on what you know how AEW operates. Are we going to get a nice balance of back and forth? Are we going to see Impact talent on Dynamite as well? You know, is there a little trade going on here? They seem open to that.
Like I said, the future is wide open between these two. And big picture here, I want to say thank you to the people like Tony Khan, to the people like Don Callis, Scott D'Amore, Ed Norholm, who are willing to sit down with each other, break bread, and do this kind of shit. Because, hey,
just made it sound like Wrestling Mafia. Sit down and break bread.
I mean, in a way, think about this. Vince isn't doing this.
It's making business. No, Vince ain't doing shit. No, Vince Vince has taken this little company. Okay, I'm going to buy this. Vince, I'm going to take this little company over here. Oh, now I'm going to put you on my little fucking network. Oh, I am so fucking awesome now. No, fuck that. No, you just destroyed all a bunch of little shit over in the UK.
Look at that. Thank you, Kashish. Thank you very much. 2,000 right now, a couple hours. That's awesome. Very interesting. And I bet it doesn't end. It doesn't end there. That's going to go way up overnight too, as this all starts hitting the news wire. But look, I can never take. We gotta be realistic, right? We can never take away from the fact that Vince McMahon is the kingpin of this whole business. He dictated where it went. He's the Don. But
Don Corleone, not the Don Callis, the Don Corleone.
And in the past, you've had promotions try to team up to take him down. WCW tried teaming with the NWA at one point. I'm sorry, you had the NWA trying to work with several other various promotions. AWA tried doing something where they all teamed up with with WCW and the Continent. I mean, everybody tried doing something to take down Vince at one point. But the problem was egos would not allow it because it's like, well, I want my guy to win. I want us to look good. Egos were involved. You got a bunch of people now with better minds and more stable thought processes involved in this whole thing who are going to be like, wait a minute, let's do good by all of us and take them down together, and we can all prosper at some point.
It's only good for the health of the wrestling business to see all the companies work together in spite of the Mick Illuminati, because that's the only way they're ever going to win. Help each other out.
I'm going to look optimistically because obviously if you're a pessimist, you could go back to that first Jericho cruise and where you thought there was a working relationship, maybe a talent exchange, and that probably did not work out well for Impact in the minds of a lot of people. But I think all of us should give it an open mind. Hopefully egos, as you said, check them at the door and work together now this time. Just for as everyone realizes, better for the business overall. It's better for both companies. You just don't want this to go south in a little bit and then start seeing people sign like what happened on that cruise. That's what we don't want to see.
Definitely don't want to see that. That's the thing I don't want.
It's funny because when this happened 2 years ago on that cruise, and like Sammy Callahan booked himself on the cruise, and that became a news thing that got a little buzz, and I never saw any of the stuff. I think that was just for the people that were there. Is there was some kind of, but at that time it was Ring of Honor versus Impact, and I was joking with Basil about this when we were talking about all this. I did a little fantasy booking over on Smash's podcast about a whole Ring of Honor versus Impact Wrestling and saying, hey, who do you want to see? This person versus this person, this tag team versus this tag team. Just had fun. And I don't do that a lot. I don't do a lot of speculatory stuff, but that was fun. So I did that and I tweeted it out and I tagged a few people from different companies, okay, some from over here, some from over here. Mm-hmm. The one response I got from someone who is now an EVP at AEW, his response to my video was, untag me from this shit.
At AEW?
I remember that. Yeah. J-Bone got roasted by Cody Rhodes. I remember that.
By Cody. So it's very interesting that he didn't like that back then, but they're doing this now. And it'll be interesting to see how he gets involved in all this.
True, because this looks like it's an executive type deal, right? So, I almost feel like this is a Tony Khan deal going, hey, I want to do this. This is something I want to do,
Well, and I'm sure there's workers in the company, like the North versus FTR. That's another one that's been talked about for several months now.
Dude, again, it's one of those things where we can fantasy book here and the possibilities are completely endless. There's so many matches that we can want to see, and we might be getting ahead of ourselves on that. That's one of those things where we're really jumping ahead. We don't know where or how long this whole thing's gonna last, but fun to talk about, no question about it.
Tuesday is gonna really be telling.
Very
a lot of things can happen from this, whole lot. Or nothing. We'll see.
Or nothing.
Stay tuned.
Could be the ultimate troll.
the whole thing could be a fucking work, and it's all done. You know,
this could be like the GFW invasion all over again.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not.
Well, and I don't think, look, Final Resolution is a very short time away, and that's already been shot. We know that. So I don't think we're going to see anything lucrative happening there, but I think after Final Resolution on the way to, what's the next one?
Well, you have Hard to Kill. Well, no, there's Genesis first.
We don't know the date, I don't think, but I assume before Hard to Kill.
They did mention Genesis, didn't they?
No, I think it's going to be Genesis after Hard to Kill.
It could be. They didn't say the date for Genesis.
Yeah. I think it's after.
The show is Genesis.
Because I believe
can they bring back Lockdown somewhere in there? Just saying.
They were going to do it this past year, so probably
I think you'll see it next year. Yeah. I think you'll see it next year.
I'm still pushing for Lockdown.
I think you'll get it back. Because, dude, they brought back Genesis and Final Resolution and Turning Point this year. You're going to get Lockdown. No question about it.
Got it.
So I imagine, like, big story wise, if something's going to happen, watch for it at the pay-per-view. Hard to Kill.
Yeah, you know, Tony Khan's got a lot of balls letting his talent come to Impact Wrestling. People get shot and killed there. People get into the undead realm. A lot of things can happen in Impact Wrestling. So
people do go to hell. They get killed. They get run over by cars, Kyle. You know,
exactly. A lot of things can happen in Impact Wrestling. So
they get choked up or choked out and taken away by undead brides, as we saw.
That. Or they do faux karate to stop a fight as security. And
I mean, truthfully, they didn't have to do this, and this is helping Impact more than it's helping AEW. So I mean, hats off to them. How can I hate on them for that, Jay? How can I hate on them for that?
Game the rub.
It's helping both, honestly, because it turns. It's not just Sting showing up, which is going to bring in some nostalgic fans. Like, oh, what's he doing? You know, is he still in shape? Is he still walking? Oh, okay.
I like the people also get waterboard Impact. Remember the Killer Cross thing? The Sandman.
Killer Cross,
you were there,
Sandman. Yeah, I was
there. My God,
I was in the crowd for that one. Yes, that was at the Melrose Ballroom. That was.
We all shed a tear for Sandman that night.
Fantastic.
Oh my God! Wait, RK just said something very interesting. Can we get this back? Oh wait, hi, wrong comment. Wait a second. There we go. Here we go.
Still a good one.
Can we get can we get Broken back home? Broken Matt Hardy shows. I mean, there's so many things. I mean,
you just jumped over Trent Alley coming back from the dead. I mean, a lot of things. We could see LAX back, and people could actually see the real LAX, not these Jericho comedy hacks that I hear about because I don't watch the show. I hear about.
Actual LAX. There's so much shit, man. Who knows? I know we're really jumping ahead on that.
Yeah.
I told Basil, I said I'm gonna do a little fantasy booking video just for shits and giggles because I haven't done one in a long time, and we might have to do a crossover STP TNI.
Don't tag Cody Rhodes in it, J-Bone. You learned that lesson.
No.
Imagine being J-Bone, because that guy Cody Rhodes probably gets tagged in stuff like that all day long, and he decided to stop his day to shit on J-Bone. I love Cody Rhodes.
That was one of those 2 a.m. drunk.
J-Bone cried himself to sleep that night. I don't care what he says. J-Bone was staring up at the ceiling like, oh my God. Cody Rhodes, I ruined his night. That's great promotion, Jay.
I'm tagging him. I'm tagging Brandy. I'm tagging Sting. I'm tagging Cody's mom.
I'm gonna tag all these fucks.
I'm tagging your mama.
I'm tagging 45 billion people.
So that means if the Impact AEW relationship goes sour, everybody's just gonna start tagging Cody Rhodes bullshit. All of us, all the listeners. Start tagging him in J-Bone's podcast.
Don't blame me.
Yeah. Just a quick thing. I want to verbally tag everybody here. Let everybody know if you are new checking us out because of the traffic of AEW bringing you to us. We are Total Nonstop Impact. We do a live weekly show breaking down the post show for Impact Wrestling every Tuesday night on Twitch at twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact, YouTube at Total Nonstop Impact. And we do it live. We take listener comments. We do a lot of interaction. And we do Thursday night throwbacks, talk TNA on Thursdays, and then Sunday nights an open forum. You can talk about anything you want, and Impact Wrestling Explosion. So this is the #1 Impact Wrestling podcast on the planet. We do it live every goddamn week. No one's doing it like us. full listener interaction. So if you're new to Impact because of this AEW crossover, welcome. Come hang out with us. Subscribe to all the channels on Twitch, YouTube. Hang out with us. We get to know everybody. We take comments. We share your comments. We like all the feedback.
It's a wild family, Trent. It's a wild family.
And we will this Tuesday. We will, and based on last week, we were the only co-stream going other than the main Impact feed. We were the only other co-stream. We were the only co-stream there. So you can watch with us. Obviously, if you're from out of the country, you can definitely watch with us.
That's right. And if you're an AEW fan, J Bone's doing the Smash This podcast, the AEW review every Wednesday night after the show. So
there's one right in the archive from an hour and a half ago.
There you go.
Wait, J Bone, was Basil on that one?
We were both on there. We were both speechless. We were both just like flabbergasted.
You get J Bone and Basil, the Impact Wrestling photographer. Strange connection there. You get them reviewing AEW every Wednesday night, so check that out.
Yeah, so there's credibility. I'm gonna just sell the credibility here. You have Bill, who is the front row captain of Impact Wrestling. He is the honestly with no bullshit, the most recognized and respected fan by the Impact Wrestling family.
Yes.
Every show I have worked at Impact Wrestling. I've done a lot of work with them, music, production. I've worked with them. I work in the indies in Chicago at AEW Pro, so you might have heard of that. J-Bone is a very seasoned podcaster, doing a lot of stuff. Alicia, who's not here right now, is one of the biggest and most inside fans, especially on the East Coast. She knows a lot of the East Coast talent. And Kyle is just fucking Kyle. So he's just kind of the fucking.
I'm just like the uncle. I'm the Uncle Buck of the show. I just come out once in a while, have something to eat, hang out. But Bill up here, he's the number one Impact Wrestling fan as far as OnlyFans.com goes. He's got the number one trending wrestling fan OnlyFans account. So follow Bill, OnlyFans.com.
It's just photos of Bill in the front row.
That's
just in different towns.
Don't. That's false advertising, Trent. It's Bill naked in the Impact Wrestling merchandise. Bill in the Bruce jacket, Bill in the EC3 jacket with his. Never mind. But yeah.
Hey.
Welcome aboard.
Thanks. Wow, I mean that took a hell of a turn there, Kyle.
I can turn it on anytime, Pat. Come on, no problem.
We gotta show some sound bites or something. New people.
Yeah, the sound bites.
Sound bites. Well, we have to play the sound bite for tonight. There's one specific sound bite.
Well, play it. You tell me what's the sound bite.
He's the man, and we have to play it because
I have seen that penis.
Absolutely. He saw a lot of them today. But no, listen, I'm excited about this. I
thought you were going to play Sting.
Oh, yeah.
I have seen that penis.
But, we can play Sting here. We'll play Sting.
You've stepped over the line now. You've taken it too far.
Actually, that's a great
clip for tonight. Yeah.
That's a great clip. I'm going to take a request. I'll take 3 requests for sound bites because we're in a saucy mood today. Who wants to hear what sound bites?
DJ Trent.
We got all of our regulars are in here. Who wants to hear what sound we'll play tonight before we go? Any closing thoughts, guys? We're coming up on an hour just about. Let's get a little closing thought. And what do we want to kind of close off with? Bill, let me start with you on this. You pretty optimistic about Tuesday? First thing you want to see happen? You want to see it open the show? Do you want to see it just stuck out of nowhere? What are you looking for?
My guess, they got to address it somehow on the open. I don't think you can ignore it, but probably you got to tease it. Maybe they can show footage from. I don't know. I don't know if they'll allow them to show footage from this past episode on TNT.
The last 20 seconds.
That would be great to open the show. Have Josh and maybe Don there.
If they're in bed together now, anything's possible. So
as
long as they're in bed together.
Kenny should come out in the 9 o'clock hour. After an hour in, that's always for wrestling TV.
Yeah.
You start off the second hour of the show. That's the demos. We got to start talking demos now that we're dealing with.
No, we don't have to start talking demos.
Hey, man. Impact's got to milk this forever.
Which was Jay.
I've just got to sneak them in there while they're asking for
them.
So that's what I'd like to see. However, they use Kenny in the 9 o'clock hour, but I want Don there to kind of open the show, either through footage from tonight or by being there on commentary.
Can we get John Burton with the exclusive interview?
John has been wanting to come back on. I did see him at Bound for Glory weekend. John was down there. We talked a lot. He was super. John loves the show. Thanks to John. You're probably listening to this, so thank you for always supporting us.
He's a tremendous radio personality outside
he's
of
great.
what he's doing. He's you gotta check him out. Follow all of his moves. He's working in sports radio. That guy does a lot.
He's also fucking jacked. Like he walked by him. I was like, "Hey, John, how you doing?" I'm like, "Jesus Christ!"
He said he did some indie wrestling, right?
He did. For those who don't know, John Burton was the newscaster at Slam during the whole Slammiversary build, who was teasing the surprise at Slammiversary. That was John Burton. We did have him on the show. You can go back in the archives and listen to John. He's such a great guy. And I'd love to definitely get John back on. So yeah, maybe John's got a scoop for us, Bill. We can get John on.
Maybe. Scoops. We like scoops.
Scoops. Jay, how do you want to see it lay out come Tuesday? Open the show, top of the hour, teases throughout. You got to keep people in there. So what do you think?
Something like I want to see them come into the show exactly how they left. The limo pulls up to the building, they get scooted into the building, and there's mean, woo, my God, Gia Miller, with the mic chasing them down the hallway, like guys, it's like
scoops.
And Trent, I think I know you're taking the request, but if I can offer a request to you, just because we're talking scoops, John Burton, we got to let all these people that might not normally watch us, that we don't deal with fake wrestling news. And I know our normal co-host, Alicia, does not like this clip, but I think we need to go a full fake wrestling news.
You know what? For you, Bill, I'm going to put that out there. By the way, Kyle, I just realized you took a lot of sound bites out of here. But I'm going to kick your ass for this one.
No, why are you looking at me? That must have been J-Bone. I'm not touching nothing.
Somebody got it. But anyway, because I want to reiterate Bill saying that this is a truth channel. We tell it like it is. We don't bullshit. Impact Wrestling does like us because of that. They have endorsed our show verbally, have told us that we are fans of the show, and it's because we don't report fake wrestling news. We report only the true verified shit, and this is why we don't like fake wrestling news.
Longing for that fake wrestling news. Don't believe anything that you read on the internet.
We can't play that with Alicia around.
It gets better and better every time I see it. It ages like fine wine.
Yeah, this is horrible.
Exactly. Fake wrestling news sucks. but this is all real, guys. Tonight's I think I saw a request. I gotta play this real quick. I thought this was gone, but I'm gonna have to go ahead.
Trent.
No, come Tuesday, we are all gonna be walking around
proud as a peacock.
I thought that was taken out of there. But no. My thought is you got to keep people hooked for the show, especially if you bring them to Access TV, which is the big one. That's where you want people to watch is on Access. If you're bringing them in, you can't open the show with it because you got to make them want it. And I like Bill's idea. 9 o'clock hour, the top of the second hour is always the hot hour. That's the rating peak hour. You do it around then because you warm them up on that first hour, you get them rolling, and then you just hit them with it at some point when they don't expect it to happen.
Trent, I think that Impact Wrestling needs to milk this for everything it's got, because I think they should be every 10 minutes on the show remind people this, because Trent, let's be honest, and that's not a knock on Impact. Wrestling fans are absolute morons. They're stupid. They're like sheep. You
lost all the momentum we gained today.
You tell them what's cool, and they just go. They follow it. You tell them to buy the Bullet Club shirt, they're going to go out and do it. So you got a lot of these fans somewhere along the years. Look at that moron. Look at that moron.
Show us what shirt you're wearing today.
Look at that moron.
You moron.
Somewhere throughout the years, TNA lost its way, and you got the people that they're still making jokes about the Spike years with the Dixie Carter, and they're not watching Impact, and they're stuck in the past. If AEW, which these morons perceive to be the cool thing right now, they tell them, hey, Impact Wrestling's pretty cool. We're working with them. Boom, ratings through the roof. I'm telling you, wrestling fans are idiots. They'll always be idiots, and Impact needs to milk this for everything it's got to get the old fan base back, because a lot of them are watching Dynamite on Wednesday.
Jiminy Christmas.
Kyle, here's the thing, Kyle. We just built up a lot of goodwill in the last 58 minutes.
You can't handle the truth.
I'm trying to keep people happy. Look, the numbers are already dropping after you said that, Kyle. You already ran them off.
But
I'm trying to make it good by people here, and you're ruining all the momentum.
Somebody's got to tell them they're morons.
Cut his mic. Please cut his mic before he gets any more trouble.
Yeah, like I'm lying.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Why is that so loud, Kyle?
Do not adjust the volume on your device.
That one shakes the trunk, Trent. That one shakes the trunk.
God, I'm so glad.
Shakes my office.
I'm so glad StreamYard came out and said it's going to. We're going to be able to adjust volumes on these things in the next couple of weeks. New features coming out, guys. More sound bites. And they even said we can play sound bites directly from the computer coming up now. We don't have to put the video in anymore. I'm telling Kyle, we got a lot more for all you new listeners. We got a lot more arsenal coming up here, man.
Man. So we're finally able to click bites without the video taking
without
over?
the video. It's coming up. It's coming up.
Nice.
Good for you.
Coming up, man. Absolutely coming up.
Very nice.
But very nice. Look, all right, guys, we're at the top of the hour. We wanted to at least touch base. That's breaking news tonight. That was big stuff.
That's right.
We wanted to at least check in with you guys, and I think everybody's really excited. So anybody watching this on demand, we're live right now. If you're catching this the next day or a couple of days or this coming weekend, connect with us. Remember, Tuesday night, watch along on Twitch, twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact. And as soon as Impact's Aftershock goes off the air, we go live, the post-show review. It's Kyle when he can make it, but usually it's myself, J-Bone, Bill, and Alicia. We get on here. We got guests. You go in the archives. We've had Impact Wrestling talent show up. We've had guests on. We do a lot of interactiveness with the
We've
crowd.
been insulted by wrestling stars on the show.
Torched.
We've been roasted by the likes of Johnny Bravo.
A lot of them. We've had our run-ins, but in a good way. But check us out, guys. Get on there at We Talk Impact on Twitch. On Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Type in We Talk Impact or search Total Nonstop Impact. We come right up. All audio podcast platforms at Total Nonstop Impact, Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, YouTube, you name it. Everything, we're on all of it. So just search us, connect with us. We do 3 shows a week plus breaking news and specials. So definitely connect with us. We're going to be talking. I expect, Bill, be ready on Tuesday. I expect it to be a long goddamn episode Tuesday.
I think it's obviously going to be a long night. Who knows? Maybe the return of After Dark. Depending on
we might
Kalon's feeling frisky.
Look, I get home at 12. I get home at midnight. You guys keep the show open. I'm in there.
All right, sounds good. We'll run it. We'll run it late on Tuesday, guys, and then we used to do After Dark, which was a Twitter exclusive bonus little hour. We'll see how it goes. We might just keep the main show going so Kyle can jump in. We'll all be talking. So it'll be a lot to digest. J-Bone's probably going to expire.
It might be back to a 3-hour review show.
Yeah. J-Bone, I know you'll have to do Dynamite the next night, and you're probably not gonna. You're riding the struggle bus, J-Bone, going into Wednesday. I'm just letting you know right now.
You'll be burning the candle at both ends for Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
He's been doing it already, guys. He's been breaking down both shows. So the kid's working hard. J-Bone, give my hat's off to you, kid. You're doing okay. And he works hard behind the scenes. So give a shout out to J-Bone. Follow him on Smash This Podcast also.
Yes, and give him a sub on Smash.
A lot of hard work and dedication.
Yes,
us would be nice.
Look at this. I like Hakeem's comment. We'll get to that. Listen, if for those who don't know, we were on a different channel for our YouTube. We broke away from everything this year. We were a sub show on another channel. We broke out on our own earlier this year, right at the beginning of the pandemic, and we have seen nothing but crazy growth on Twitch and YouTube. All thanks to you guys. We have the most loyal goddamn listener fan base we can ask for, and I love you guys for it, and you're awesome. And all the new people, I'm going to love you too, and you're all going to love us, and we're going to be one big goddamn happy family around here who can all insult each other very smilingly, which is what happens around here. So,
oh, yeah. But for the record, they're not morons. Our listeners aren't morons. Impact fans are the good ones. Everybody else, bunch of morons.
Just stop talking, Kyle. You are ruining everything I'm trying to do right now. You're killing me right now.
All right. Sorry.
Jay, you have something? You have a closing thought? You want to get something in?
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't usually talk about numbers, but since March, our numbers on just YouTube went from 285 to 900 plus whatever we are now. So, yeah, thank you, everyone. It's been a shit year, but an amazing year for growth for us. So.
Not to mention Twitch, which is blowing up for us, and we love you guys for that. So thank you guys. All the new people. Again, welcome. We'll see you every Tuesday from now on. And hey, jump in anytime. You want us to go do breaking news in the middle of the show, in the middle of the week too, we'll do that too. But don't forget, let me get the quick plug in here. Tomorrow night we do TNA throwbacks. It's a throwback show live from the Asylum. We're on episode number 50. Ironically enough, the debut of Sting in TNA is being reviewed tomorrow by us on the throwback show. So how ironic is that?
What are the odds?
Trent, I told you spoilers, dude. I haven't watched it.
Okay, it's a 17-year-old episode, Jay. If it hasn't been spoiled for you, you gotta get out. You gotta get out more. Bill, are you not on with us tomorrow? Are you traveling?
I am traveling. I might be making an appearance. It'll probably be it might be what Johnny Bravo likes to call Blair Witch Bill.
Blair Witch Bill. Okay.
Witch Bill. Oh,
all right. Either way, J-Bone, Mark, I think is also watching. J-Bone, we might squeeze Mark into this too. If he's available, we'll bring Mark in because I think he watched
Treehouse Mark.
Treehouse Mark. Let's bring him out of the Treehouse, bring him out of the review. So maybe we'll get Mark in here tomorrow, who's guested with us several times too. So, all right, guys, let's let these people go. It's late. Everybody, thank you again for hopping on this late night. Exciting times. Our Twitter handles are right here, but just follow us at We Talk Impact on Twitter and get a hold of us, and we'll be in touch. Well, guys, we'll see you tomorrow night for Throwback, Sunday night for the Open Forum. Have a good night, everybody.
See you next Tuesday, you bunch of.
Find me the name of this garbage show again that I'm on.
Total Nonstop Impact.
My name's John, capital letter E, period, Bravo, and you're listening to the Total Nonstop Impact Podcast.
This is the jaw-jacking Tuesday Night Impact, and his mother called him son because he shines like one. Mocha Skin Manimal, Rohit Raju, and you are watching Total Nonstop Impact.
This is Taya La Güera Loca, and you are listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, and you're listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
We are the Rascals. And you are listening to Total
Nonstop Impact
Podcast, baby.
Woo! And what you're really listening to is Total Nonstop Impact. Don't you dare miss a lesson. Oh, yeah.